Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be using some cut files from Paige Evans. I'm first of all starting off the process by cutting out the cut files on my Silhouette machines. I'm doing two different cut files and I'm just showing you all my different card colour choices here. I've decided to use holographic card for the umbrella. And then I'm also doing a butterfly and I'm doing in pastel and gold. So here are all my pieces all cut out and ready to use. So excited to peel it off the sheet and see how it looked. And I've got my butterfly here ready and I'm going to do some different pastel colours to fill in those intricate pieces of the butterfly. This is my first time using cut files by Paige Evans, I believe. But I do have a lot of her paper crafting collections and I absolutely love them. So when I seen that she did cut files, I just had to have a go. I think this one is my favourite. I'm in love with this design. It is a really gorgeous umbrella. I just forgot the word umbrella there for a second. So here I am, I'm just peeling it off my sticky mat and I'm just going to check that all of the pieces have came out. I'm using this stick, I call it a stick, I'm sure there's a more professional name for it, but it's like a weeding tool and I got this from DRK Crafts. It's perfect for poking out all them little bits. Yeah, I think actually it's called a pokey tool. I think. And I'm just poking out all of them little bits which are stuck in there. But my mat was really sticky, so it pulled most of them out for me already, which was brilliant. And I've also cut out a solid piece of the shape so I can put that behind. I just love how fragile and delicate this is. So pretty, and it cuts so well. So this is a piece of paper which I chose to put behind. This is a Paige Evans collection as well. And I'm not sure if I mentioned, but I'm making 2 birthday cards with these cut files today. Next, I'm just using my glue. I'm using Barely Arts glue, my mini bottle, which I had just filled up. And I spilled it everywhere and I was thinking it's not coming out very well, and as soon as I squeezed it, the fine tip popped off, which I didn't even know could happen. But thankfully it wasn't too bad and it didn't ruin my die cut, because that would have been so sad if it ruined it. So I'm just adding glue on all the different fine parts to stick them down as best as I can. You can find Paige Evans cut files online. She has an Etsy shop. She also has them on Silhouette Studios if you use Silhouette. And she also has a Facebook group where she gives away free cut files as well, which is so kind and generous. You definitely want to be in the group. I'll leave the link in the description of this video. This is how my umbrella turned out. How absolutely beautiful is this? I am obsessed. And I want an umbrella that actually looks like this in person. How amazing would that be? Next, I'm moving on to my butterfly. And what I decided to do was cut the cut file out, and then I made a shadow piece to put behind it. I stuck the intricate piece down to the solid base, and then I put all the little pastel pieces just in the gaps. And this was the first time that I actually put all different colours on my sticky mat for my Silhouette machine. Normally I would just cut one colour at once, but because they're just tiny pieces and I didn't want to lose any, I thought I really need to keep these all on the mat at the same time, so it all lined up perfectly, which was very impressive for me. So I'm just zooming in so you can see that. And I just go ahead and add glue on the pieces which I'm working on first, which is going to be these orange circles. And I definitely need my pokey tool again here so I can lift off these pieces. And all I do is I just simply press in each colour. It took a little bit of a while to do, although, I mean, when I say a while, it was probably about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Probably definitely less than 15. But it was really very therapeutic to do. I just found it very relaxing to sit back and put all the pieces in. It was a bit like doing a puzzle. So definitely had fun doing it. And I feel like it's given me a bit of a bug to want to try out different cut files. So I'm definitely going to be having a look at which other ones inspire me, because she has so many. She literally has thousands. So I'm really excited to try out some of the ones next. I feel like both of these cards are just perfect for this time of year as well. Sort of going into spring, that I feel like they're very fitting, and I just love how the colours and everything turned out. Next, I think I put on the blue centre of the butterfly. And then I'm going to start adding in the yellow pieces. There's so much inspiration for these cut files on the Facebook group and also on Instagram as well. I'm always amazed by all the different things that people use the cut files for and how creative they get. So if you're lacking any inspiration and you want some ideas to see what people do with them, you should definitely have a look on there. Sometimes I'm always saying like I wish I lived in America, but I wish I lived in America for all of the cool classes which Paige Evan hosts. She's literally doing craft classes on a cruise ship. Like, what? That is so crazy. I wish that we had stuff like that in the UK. So I'm so jealous and envious of everyone who's going on the trip and who's doing all the fun classes that she does. It always looks so good. I'm just going to speed this section up a little bit more now so you don't have to sit and watch all, as I think it might be a little bit tedious watching it all. So I'm just really quickly whizzing all these pieces in here. So I'm adding the green now, and then the final colour to add is the pink. And I was so happy with how it was looking. As I added each colour, I just loved it more and more. I think I really want to do another one in bright colours because this collection that I'm using in particular has a lot of bright colours in it, so I think that would be really fun. It would also be really nice to do another one in using the pattern papers from the collection. This is how it turned out. I love it. I think it is so, so pretty. And I'm so happy with both of these cut files. So now I'm going to move on to making my cards, the exciting part. And I'm deciding to use my umbrella upside down like this. You could use it either way. But I think this would be really nice, and I like the idea of having flowers inside of it. Like a little umbrella of flowers. So I had picked out a paper that I thought I might use. But then when I looked, I felt like it was not going to stand out really boldly, and I wanted the umbrella to stand out and be the main feature. So I went back to my paper pad and had a look at some different paper options. I tried out lots of different ones, but when I saw the one, I knew it was the one. It had to be this one, the Rainbow Ombre. I just felt like it was perfect for this project. I actually went really nice with the butterfly and the umbrella. I think I would have used the same paper for both of them if I'd had 2 sheets, but I already had used the other sheet. So I did 2 different ones, which I suppose is nice anyway. So I just glue my paper sheet onto the card and trim it down to size. See, the butterfly looks really cute as well. And then I'm all ready to start decorating my card. I love how I think this paper just goes absolutely perfect. Love it. And I decided I wanted to use some rolled flowers on like the top of the umbrella. So I got these 2 boxes out and I just started placing different colours and playing around with how that looked. Some of these I've made myself, and then some of them I have been gifted in craft swaps. And I'm keeping it with the pastel theme and picking out all the pastel shaded flowers. You could definitely use this card for any occasion as well. It could be a thank you card, a get well soon card, just a card with a message if you want to just send a friend a message. But I decided to use this as a birthday card. It took me a little while to decide on how many flowers I wanted and where I was going to put them. I thought this was my final placement, but I do later change it. I moved them all aside so I could stick my umbrella down, and I just decided to glue it down. I didn't use any foam because the card is already pretty dimensional with all of these flowers on. So then I begin gluing my flowers on to stick them down, and I do decide that I want to add extra flowers. It was quite a hard decision on how many I should add and if I should just have a few or if I should have a very full looking umbrella. In the meantime, while I was placing these down, I was cutting the words happy birthday on my Silhouette machine so I could add some text on the front of my card also. I get my box of flowers back out and decide to add a few more in. I just felt that it looked a little bit more finished with having more flowers inside of it. So here's how it looks with all my flowers added. I just love that. I'm so happy with how it's looking. And then I next add on my text. So I cut the happy birthday in some silver glitter card because I felt like that would go well and contrast away from the holographic card. And I added a white edge around it so it would stand out nice and bold. I'm just adding it here along the bottom. I just glue the 2 layers of card together, and then I stick on my card using some foam just to add a little bit of dimension towards the bottom of the card as well. I love using foam wherever I can because I just love the different dimensions that you can add on a project. I've been making handmade cards for quite a few years now, and I have on my Instagram page, a story for each year where I do like handmade cards for each year. So I always like to look back on my cards so I can see which cards I've made for people each year, and it's nice to see the progress as well. So I just grab my little mini foam pads and stick those on. And then my card is nearly finished. I just add one last finishing touch. And the finishing touch is, of course, gems. I have to add gems on every project. I feel like it just finishes it off perfectly. Like if you look at it now compared to when it's finished, it needed the gems. I also always use a little bit of glue because I just always worry that the gems are going to come off. So I just add a little bit and then press each little gem on. These ones are like see-through pink, they're so pretty. I just dot them around in random places and hope that it looks good. And I use a mixture of the different sizes. These ones have 4 different sizes. I do have a bit of a love for gems. I have a crazy amount of gems. My collection of gems is outrageously big. So I always have a gem for each occasion and project for sure. And I think these ones are matched in perfectly. These ones are some teeny tiny like silver toned ones. I think they're called like opal colour. And these are from Spellbinders. They're so tiny. I've used all of the bigger ones. But I think they're really matched in perfect. Just been a delicate extra touch. I just add one more over here, and then that is my card all finished. And honestly, I'm so happy with how this turned out, and I had so much fun making it. I feel like I already want to make another version of this card in different colours. So next I move on to making my butterfly card. This one is a little bit more of a simple card. I pick out my paper. I just play around with different ones to decide which looks best. And I go for this rainbow one, this fun rainbow pattern. And I love how it had like all the colours meet in the middle. I wanted to put the butterfly over the top of that. I just felt like that looked really fun. So I just glue my card and I try and get the centre colour part to be like in the middle of the card. And then I just trim it down to fit. I love how this looks with the contrast of the pastels and then also the brighter colours. I think that's really fun and something a bit different. I cut out another happy birthday on my Silhouette machine, this time in gold and white. And I've backed it on some foam to give it a bit of dimension. And I also stick some foam onto the butterfly as well to raise that up a little. I love how this looked, but I felt like it just needed a little something extra. So I decided to use some of these little puffy sticker hearts that came with this collection, and I just add 4, sort of one in each corner. I did add a 5th one, but then I didn't like it, so I took it off. And again with these as well, I always add a little bit of extra glue just to make sure that they're properly stuck down and that they're not gonna unstick over time. It was this green one, I just didn't feel like it looked good. And then I add some more of these little pink gems on this one as well as a little finishing touch, and then that's this card all finished. I've had so much fun making these cards and I'm really excited to give them to my intended recipients. I hope that they really like them. And I'm going to leave all the information in the description box for the cut files, for the ones that I've used. And I really hope that you've enjoyed watching this video. Let me know in the comments which of the 2 cards that you like the best. All finished. Love how it turned out. And here are my 2 cards together. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.